guys, my name is Amy. Welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to be discussing a very juicy topic, which is how to make a man fall in love with you so much that he's gonna be talking about you 10 years from now on. Because guys be like that, guys, like in my experience, what I have seen happen all over and over again is that guys have a harder time moving on, especially from women that have made an impact on them, right? So me as a woman, I move on pretty quick for men, right? But men don't always have it like this, like there is no man in my past that I would still not be over, right? So but men have it a little bit differently. So if you want to be that girl that he's gonna talk about from 10 years from now on, yeah, so you want to watch this video because this is gonna change your life. All right, so first of all, that a lot of women I see do wrong is that they try to appeal logically to men. For example, they try to have similar interests as them. I'm guilty of that. I try to do that. Or they try to kind of like be on the same wavelength that he is. But this is like so wrong, because the thing is that men don't want somebody who is like him. Men are looking for a woman that is going to be an escape for him from his reality. So let's say he is, let's say an example, right? So for example, there's some men that are, they for example do kayaking for fun, and during the day they do sales. They work in the sales market. Well, right. So when I come to him and I talk about like sales and what I know about sales and what books I have read about sales and how much I would love to try kayaking, whatever, he might think, yeah, it's okay, but he's still staying in the same life as he was before. He's not like, you're not bringing anything new to him, right? So this is what kind of I have noticed in my life, that whenever I try to logically appeal to a man, meaning like trying to be interested in the same things as he is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but like don't try to become him, you know what I mean? So things always went wrong, right? Like I was not getting the response that I wanted. It was more so like, when I gave him, for example, when we were talking about like who I am and what I want to do in my life, every time it would be something logical, like, I want to have a career, I want to do something, like whenever I try to logically prove to him that I'm a good match to him, it would go wrong, right? So I see a lot of women do that, and I'm still sometimes guilty of it, because sometimes it's hard, sometimes like you really have nothing to talk about with that guy, and you kind of try to make the conversation or like trying to be into the same things as he is, right? So a very important point is you have to know who you are and what you stand for, because as soon as you let him kind of influence you, like he's going to appreciate that maybe a little bit, but it's not going to make him fall in love with you. You will need to be something else that he has experienced, right? You need to be something as different as possible, I would say. So one thing that, let's get to the juice finally. All right, so one thing that really always works is to bring a man back to his childhood. All right, so try to play like really stupid childish game around him, like for example, be like, yeah, let's go play tag you're it, or whatever it's called. Let's go play hide and seek. Let's go do something like very child. Like you have to bring a little bit of that child in yourself so that he feels safe to be a child himself, right? This is something entirely different than to what he is used to. Like he's used to being responsible. He's used to being around with guys and being like, like super macho, whatever. And when you can bring this out, I'm telling you, like he is going to worship you. Okay, he's not going to know why, and you're probably not going to see it immediately that he's really into you. But you know, over the time, men take a little bit longer, you know. So like over the time, he's going to realize like, oh my god, like I had so much fun with her. Like she showed me a different world. She showed me a part of my soul that I have been hiding, because you know he's a man. He can't, you know, just show up like a child, right? So men love this, and whenever I manage to do this, I won, right? So that's a very important thing. And another thing, I remember I was meeting one guy and I was trying to always logically appeal to him, you know, like um we were in a similar work environment actually, and I was always trying to be like, yeah, I'm smart, I can do this, and I think it would be better this way, you know, like this is what I think. And he was always trying to push me out of it. He was always like, men don't need you to solve their problems. This is what I always I'm telling you guys, I'm so guilty of this. I used to do this so much. And for example, like some of the other guys would tell me some of their problems, like for example, they struggle to find a job, they don't have this, whatever, and I would always like jump in and try to solve their problem. Like they don't want it, right? Like I'm telling you, I really turned them off at that point, right? What they need in that situation is for you to just listen and agree with him and appreciate. And also, like, very important thing, if you want your guy to like literally tell you everything and want to be all around you all the time, never judge him for anything he says, right? Like, so for example, he says something like really crazy, be like, okay, yeah. Never judge him, because as soon as you judge him, he's not gonna feel safe with you. And also, like a lot of men, they don't feel safe out in the world. Like they're competing with other men, they're, you know, trying to make money, whatever. They don't really feel like they can land anywhere. They don't really feel like there is a place of warmth for them anywhere. So you have to become that, and that also comes with non-judgment. All right. So whenever he tells you something, you just have to, you can't like attack it, you know what I mean? Yes, you can, like if you don't agree with it, you can like say it in a nice way, but never ever judge him. Or actually, you shouldn't be judging anybody in his presence, because he hears it, you know, and he doesn't feel safe to open up to you. So I recommend always being super non-judgy about anything, even if it's like so much different, even if he's like he has different goals for the future as you have. Like for example, his goal in the future might be to you know, have trillion of guy friends, you know, and you want to have kids and have children, and you want to have kids and have, you want to get married and have kids, right? When he says that he wants to have million trillion friends, guy friends, or like million trillion girls and new girl every day, you're like, yeah, that's so cool, I wish that happens for you. He's gonna be like, what? You know, he's not used to being accepted, you know. And I tested this, guys, it works. He's going to feel so much safer around you, and that's what he needs. Okay, so long story short, sorry about that, long story short, what he wants is for you to show him a part of himself that he is not able to experience out there in the world. So watch him how he's living his life. Usually most men are living a life of this like macho friends, cannot chill, cannot be childlike, cannot be a baby, you know. Show him that world where he can be a child, where he's fully accepted, where he doesn't have to compete, where he doesn't have to think. This is very important. All right, show him a world that where he doesn't have to use his brain but use his body. For example, that is done through giving him a massage. Okay, he doesn't usually get his body touched, right? So give him a massage to get him in his body, get him out of his head into his body. So once he's in his body, you have won, because you have shown him a world that he hasn't experienced before. So giving him a massage, enjoying delicious food, all right? If you enjoy delicious food in his presence, he's going to see that, and he's going to enjoy that the same way as you do, you know? He's gonna be like, whoa, like, I never thought of that food that way as this girl is, right? So he's going to enjoy it through you, right? So, or for example, smelling something beautiful, right? Like flowers or perfume. See, one important thing also is to wear a perfume that is going to entice him, you know what I mean? Guys are not usually in their body, right? So when you have a perfume that he can smell, as he inhales it, like he feels it in his body, and this is something that he doesn't usually get to experience, right? So make sure to smell good always in his presence. Like, do whatever you need to get him in his body, right? Never, I mean, you can have a deep conversation with him, you can discuss political things, but that's not usually what's going to make him fall in love with you. What is going to make him fall in love with you is that he's going to be able to be somebody who he's not usually able to be, right? So what I have noticed in my life personally is that with every single guy that I was able to do this, I got him, you know, like he was on my hook. So it didn't happen with every single guy, I have to be honest. I was trying different things. I didn't even know I was trying it. It was just like a situation thing, right? So it's not possible with every guy, to be honest, because some guys, you know, you just don't get that vibe, right? Like the vibe has to be right too. Like don't think that it's possible with every guy. I mean, to some extent it is. You have to kind of watch how you talk, right? Guys don't care about your intelligence. They don't. Sorry. They don't care how you can solve problems. That's not going to make them fall in love with you. Yes, you should be able to like solve problems, you know, like take care of yourself. But for example, if you met him in a work environment and you're gonna show him how he can solve this whatever problem you have at work, he's not gonna be like, oh wow, she's so smart, I should marry her. No, this doesn't happen with guys, okay? Guys need a woman to show them something that they haven't experienced before, right? And that is, in my opinion, really amazing, because to be honest, guys need women that more than women need men, I think, because like, what is something that men can show a woman that she cannot do herself, you know? Like, I feel like as women, especially nowadays, like, we can give ourselves the experiences that we need, right? We don't actually need a man to do it, but for men it's really hard to get the female body embodied experience, and they cannot really get it from other men, right? They only can get it from a woman that knows how to do this. So I really recommend you guys experiment with this, all right? Experiment with enhancing his senses and enhancing his childlike self. So yeah. And one of the also common misconception, I'm always like thinking about it. I don't even know why. I sometimes think that guys don't really need women, right? But then I'm thinking about this, like, they do, right? Like some guys, they don't know about it because they haven't experienced the woman that they need. But as soon as you know how to do these things, they will need you. They do need you. Okay. So I hope this video helped you guys. How to wrap any man around your finger. Oh, and also I wanted to mention another thing. The more a man invests in you, the more he falls in love with you. I have seen that all over and all over again. Get a man to invest in you, whether it's his time, money, efforts, resources. Say yes to everything, okay? Yes, like, you want to kind of, don't be like greedy, you know, but whatever he offers, say yes. So even if he offers like to pick you up from somewhere and you're like, yeah, you can walk it, be like, come pick me up, okay? Men value what they invest in, all right? Like, so don't try to like be humble and not have him invest in you when you can't, right? Because this is how men fall in love, right? So get him to invest in you. That's my number 2 tip. If you do these 2 things, you're like halfway there. Like you are something that he's just going to be head over heels in love with. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.